See if we can make it work again. So as it says, it's a chat about whatever, maybe a little bit of knowledge. I have to pick my brain for knowledge. 70 years old, it doesn't float freely. So, anyway, wife's in cooking dinner or lunch. We just got back from dropping off my daughter at work, which is an hour drive each way. And I'm sitting here on my shooting porch waiting for doves to land so I can shoot them for dog food. Not doing much. So, back to the old grind about the 2-year-old, I'm going to call them 2-year-old weekend warrior bloggers. And that covers everybody up to about 5 years who have no clue. Every time I watch one of them, I want to just kind of reach out and shake them and go, what in the hell are you talking about? But now I'm starting to figure it out, I think. I think that what they're doing is they're telling people all the bad so that nobody moves over here. Maybe that's a good idea. You know, maybe they're smart enough to know that having more Americans and Canadians and Europeans move over to the Philippines is just fucking it up. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But what I see is that Americans coming to the Philippines, if you move to the Philippines, live in the Philippines. Don't move to the Philippines and live in the U.S. I keep going over this and over this. You know, it's just stupid. I don't know. I've seen a couple weird things, a couple car wrecks around here. One of them, the motorcycle tried to pass in the oncoming lane and hit a truck and cut himself in half. That was horrible. Young kid. And mostly what we see is collisions with tricycle drivers and cars or motorcycles. That was a bad one. And, you know, I mean, they take what's left of him to the hospital, you know, and say, okay, well, he didn't make it. Well, there wasn't much chance half a guy was going to make it, you know. And there's a couple volcanoes blowing up, not around here. We can't tell. I mean, there's no clouds or, you know, no sign of any of that going on. It's 1,000 miles from us, I'm thinking, long ways. So it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Let it happen. Tidal waves, let them come. Who cares? But living in the Philippines is pretty simple. It is. My big thing of the day is I have to go down and every other day start up the well pump, which is a diesel pump that you hand start with a pull cord. And then we let the pool fill up for about 2 hours and it fills up the fish pond. We drain the pool into the fish pond, and then when the fish pond is full, I stop filling it via the drain in the pool and let the pool fill up. Takes about 2 hours. In case you're wondering, that's Pocari Sweat. That's about all I've been drinking lately. Drinking gallons of stuff. Because you do sweat. I tell you. Even when you don't want to. So, what else can I tell you? Philippines. No speed limits, no stop signs, no stoplights. Nothing that counts. We have them. We have a speed limit everywhere. It's in town, out of town, on the highway. We have stop signs in town. We have, MacArthur's got no stop signs. It's got a couple of stoplights in the cities. MacArthur is it's like the highway that goes from end to end on the island. And as far as speed limits are concerned, they're all posted. Just nobody follows it. You know, you go as fast as you want to go, and if you get hurt, it's on you. I've literally passed police at over 100 in a 40 posted speed limit. Do I advise it? No, I don't. But can you do it? Yeah, you can. So my wife's been doing a bunch of gardening lately. We've got a whole garden full of eggplant, tomatoes, chili peppers. Oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff. She's real proud of that. And we have 80 banana plants. Hey, you call them trees or just plants? I think they're just plants. And they all produce bananas. So pretty soon we're going to have so many bananas, it's silly. Yeah. Hey, if you're watching this, remember to subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, whatever. They haven't need another thumbs up. They need to have one, flipping the bird. I've already decided, flip the bird comment. There's a few of them I'd like to leave that to. And you guys in the U.S., how are you putting up with this stuff? I mean, I like the idea of legal immigration, to be honest. Especially since I understand it better than a lot of people, because here, if your visa's not accurate, you're booted, period. You got a week. Get out. They'll lock you up. That's all there is to it. You don't belong here if you're not visa legal. So why is it every country in the world you have to have a visa to live in, but the United States, it's okay to come in illegally? And why are all the people that, why doesn't everybody agree to this? I don't get it. Yeah, the illegals, they help some of the society, but they also take a lot of work away from the local people. And I'm not saying all of them take work away from everybody, because there's a lot of jobs that Americans won't do. And as I see it right now, with all the lame-ass kids in the U.S. being on their cell phones and having no fucking clue whatsoever what to do with their life, I could just see them out picking strawberries. As a kid, I picked strawberries. I did it for two reasons. One, I got a couple of bucks out of every flat of strawberries. And $10 for, when you're in elementary school, or that was quite a bit. And we could eat all the strawberries we wanted. So, we get a pack of kids, go eat strawberries and make $10 a piece and smoke. But I can't even in any way, again, yep, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I try to do it. I'm going to start doing this twice a day, just for, see what happens. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with just this generation. I mean, first of all, hey, uncle, hey, how you doing? How are we going to have grandmothers, for instance? I just don't see the generation of kids growing up are going to be able to sew, knit, do the things that grandmas do. What are they going to do? Grab your phone, kid. For a long time, I didn't let any phones come in my house. You came in the house, you interacted. What do gas prices? We're about 85 a liter, so that's we're about $6.50, $7 a gallon, give or take. We're higher than there. Yeah, Handmaid's Tale sounds like that. Yeah, well, in the reality, what are these kids learning? Even here, it ain't no different than it is there. My nephew here got a flat tire and sat in the car for 2 hours and until his daddy went and got him and changed the tire. He literally, at 18 or 19, had no idea how to change a tire in the car. I was driving and changing tires at 15. Had to work on your own car. My parents weren't rich. We're at almost $7 a gallon in California. Yeah, we're higher than you guys. It's kind of sucky, but we buy, I think all the gasoline here comes from China, so I'm female 29 and change my own tire. Yeah, I get it. What is what the kids now? You're 29. You're barely on that cusp of being stupid. I mean, when I grew up, we didn't have cell phones. Hell, we didn't have computers. I remember when the first calculator came out, and we're like, we could sneak it into school and do the math. We did. We still had rotary dial phones. I mean, how many of you people watching know what a Rolodex is? Probably not a lot. I want to move. Yeah, good for you. You should. Get a hold of me through my email address, and I'll do some live videos with you and show you what it's like. When I'm not just sitting here, we take drives live, and I do it with different people all the time to show them what life really is like here. And I do live sometimes like in the mall or whatever. And it's, the thing is, it's like my live, like right now, it's, late at night there. Let's see, it's 1, 12, 11, 10 o'clock at night there. Not too bad. But like we go to the mall, it's, 2 o'clock in your morning, so it's kind of hard to do a live for you. But it's, I don't know what the kids are going to do. I mean, and when I was a kid, we grew up, I was growing up in the 70s. I graduated in 74. And yeah, I remember all the hippies from California, and the Haight-Ashbury district. Oh yeah, I remember all that. And they had one street that was all the gay people. And back then, gay meant happy. Now, I don't know what it means. We didn't have the alphabet soup people, you know what I mean? We just had, you were gay or you weren't gay. My brother died from AIDS, so I kind of knew what that was all about. I was born in 97. Yeah, I wish I could have time travel backwards. Dude, everybody wishes they could time travel backwards. Let me tell you, me especially. You know, hell, I was just sitting around minding my own damn business. I woke up one day and I'm 70 years old. What the fuck? But I took a sailboat. I sailed out of the country for over 20 years. I just sailed around, sunk a few boats, and goofed off. But I'm paying for it now because my Social Security isn't very big. Not that I care, but if I'd have been like all of you poor, stupid people and worked from the time I was 17 until the time I was 65, I'd have seen nothing except the 2-week weekend when I was lucky enough to save enough money, and I would have not got to enjoy all the things that I enjoyed. And I'm a total advocate for fuck the Social Security. Get yourself out and do something. Go travel the world. Get on a sailboat. Take a cruise ship. Take an airplane. Dump yourself off in some foreign country and check it out. Don't like it? Go to a different one. Hell, you can go to Europe, into like Vietnam, I think, or Hong Kong. Jump on the bullet train and go to like 13 or 14 different countries. Cheap. Just go check them out. Maybe you'll see one you like. Who knows? Thoughts on Donald Trump? Well, the way I look at Donald Trump is really simple. Do I think he's doing good for the country? I do, in a lot of ways. Do I think he's doing bad for the country? Some. But the thing is, if you take the largest corporation in the world and you put somebody who is a self-made billionaire in charge of it because of his ability to run corporations, it's kind of hard to say that that corporation that he's now running is going to fail. He has had plenty. I think he's had 25 or 30 corporations that have gone bankrupt. Yeah, well, that goes on with the show. Still a millionaire, still a billionaire, So I think that in the long run, I think it's going to be a good thing for the country. Now, do I think he's going to do another term? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not there. I don't vote. I don't give a shit what goes on there. Do I think that they're passing too many gun laws? I do. I think when I went to high school, I drove a 47 or 48 Willys pickup truck to school every day. He's too old to be president. Now, I agree. I don't think you should be able to be over 70 and be the president. I agree to that. Anyway, I went to high school. I drove a Willys pickup truck, and it had a gun rack in the back window. We had a 22, a 30-06, and a 12-gauge shotgun in the back window all the time, and it was loaded. The guns were all loaded, and we never even rolled the window up. He's ruining my future, and he's about to croak. Yeah, you never know. I don't know about ruining your future. I have no idea what you do and why that would happen, but hey, you know what? It's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. But, I could just see somebody taking a gun to high school and leaving it in the back window of your truck and surviving the day. They'd call you a terrorist, and you would not live to see another day, I don't think. But we did. All the kids, we'd all have pickup trucks. All the guns would be in the back of the trucks, and at the end of the school day, we all take off and go duck hunting, deer hunting, squat shooting, whatever, squirrels, whatever we wanted to, And so in those years between when I was 17, 18, that era, to now, man, life's changed a lot, I don't even know, do people even have house phones anymore in the U.S.? I have a house phone here. It's never rang. It rings when they want to tell us the bill is due for our Wi-Fi. It's kind of weird. Other than that, nobody gets phone calls. It's stupid. But it's old technology that they just keep around. And for an emergency, we could call an ambulance. We could call the police on it. That's a sure thing. So, that's kind of interesting. But I don't know. Do I think Donald Trump is good for the country? I think he's good in a lot of aspects for the country. I don't know that he's good, but I am not political. I don't care. I haven't voted. I've never voted in my entire life, not one time. I have no interest. I don't want to be the right guy, the wrong guy, or the guy in the middle. I'm me. I want to stay that way. I don't like it when Then somebody comes up and goes, oh, you this or that. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't care. Do I like the gun laws? I like them the way they were when I was a kid. Do I like them now? I think you got to have what you got to have because there's so many fucking crazies in the world, you know? So, it goes along that way. Um, Other than that, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, though. Do I think that the illegals need to be deported, if that's what somebody's asking me? Yeah. I have to say, if they have been in the country a year and haven't started doing their paperwork, yeah, kick them out. That's just pure trying to be illegal, trying to be lazy. It's stupid. Yeah, I think that they need to go. If you're making an attempt at making yourself legal, I don't see an issue with that. A lot of people run away from where they live. I lived in Mexico for 2 years. And I will say that the people who live in Mexico, there's really, I want to say there's two classes of people, kind of like here. The people who have homes and have jobs and have cars and have careers, they don't want to leave Mexico. They're completely happy with living there. The ones that want to come here, most of them don't have anything in Mexico. They don't have the stuff that makes their life simple. I had to move my phone because I put on a charger. Then you get the other picture. How's that? So yeah, there are a lot of criminals coming over, and yeah, there's a lot of people that don't have an idea what's going on in life. And when I was in the U.S. 10, 15 years ago, I used to hire them and put them to work doing construction work or whatever they could do. So I'm not an advocate against them. I just think that they need to get their shit together and start doing the paperwork to make themselves right. Like I said, if my paperwork wasn't right here, I'm done. I'm deported, period. You don't get a second chance. And you're blacklisted, so you can't come back. So, I like my life here. I keep my paperwork normal and up to date, and it works. So yeah, I don't know. Am I for Donald Trump? I'm for Donald Trump in a lot of ways. Am I against Donald Trump? I'm against Donald Trump in some ways. I think that the pros are better than the cons, but like I said, I'm non-political. I just like, the straight up business end of what's going on. That's all. Do I think the war that we just got in and out of, or in still, or whatever? I don't know. I'm bombing a bunch of innocent people. I am not there. And there was a lot of innocent people, I'm sure, that got killed there. Families and whatever. I'm sure that there's a lot of bad people that got killed there. I don't know. I don't know that, yeah, they were a threat to the United States and a threat to Europe and a threat to everywhere else on the planet with their nuclear shit. But if everybody was afraid, why did nobody help? Put up a sign that says don't nuke us, and let them do what they want. Everybody else take care of themselves. What the fuck made us, the American citizens, what made us police of the world? That's what I want to know. And I'll tell you, sailing on a sailboat, I have literally hit Coast Guard and Navy boats in other countries where they wanted to board me and check my boat out because it was American. So, I'm not sure I'm into that either. They get on your boat, they act like all tough, and I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? What gives you the right? I'm outside international waters. I'm actually in the territorial waters of this country. Yeah, well, they've assigned us to do this. I'm like, okay, whatever. Have at it. They don't hassle you. They just do their job. And you can't blame them because it's not a guy's fault. It's not the guys on your boat's fault. They're doing their job. They're like anybody else. So you can't give them a hard time. What's the point? So I don't know. And I know guys here. I know one guy here that's been here, 20 years. Doesn't have a visa. He's hiding. And he's not hiding. He's hiding in plain sight. He deals with the cops. They don't ask. Nobody asks you for your visa here. Nobody asks you for your papers. But if you get caught, you're gone. That's the end of the show. So I don't know. I don't know about all that. It says he's ruining my future and he's about to croak. I don't know if he's about to croak. He seems healthy to me. And as far as ruining your future, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what you do. So, You know, he seems to be doing a lot of good for a lot of people. But who knows? You know, I don't know. I don't care. I don't live there. You know, to me, the United States is a third world country. I got out of it because it's a third world country. You know, third world countries are determined by the amount of imports into the country. Their import wealth. I see it a little differently. Yeah, the Philippines doesn't export a lot. They import more than they export. So that classifies them as a third world country. However, society here is way, way better than the U.S. You know, we can get everything we want here. There's nothing that you can get in the U.S., even including Trader Joe bags, there's around here, that I can't get here. I can walk into some store, some hardware store, someplace, buy any tool. You can't get a brush cutter. I'll tell you, I'm for a tractor, at least I haven't seen one. So I take that back about anything. But most things, I have the same stores you have. We have Crocs stores. I got Crocs. You know, we have Ace Hardware, so I have everything, and I have stuff you don't have in Ace Hardware. You know, we have karaoke machines you can buy in Ace Hardware. You can't. Window air conditionings and split system air conditionings. You can buy a window air conditioner for about I don't know, a ton and a half for, I don't know, $130. Try doing that in the U.S. You can barely buy a fucking dozen eggs for $130 there. You know, food here's way cheap. Eggs, 30 eggs. I guess that's what's in a flat, right? 2.5 dozen. I think that's 30. Anyway, I think that's like $1.75 or something for 30 eggs. Chickens, I buy chickens, live chickens, that a lot of people buy to kill and eat. I buy them for my snake. They cost me $2, $3. Big chickens, big live chickens. All the pork, all the beef, all the fish. It was either alive now when you buy it, or it was alive yesterday and they killed it so you could eat it today. We don't have old meat or vegetables. The vegetables are fresh. When they look rancid, they're gone. I've never seen bad vegetables in the market. Now, I did once buy some onions off of a street vendor. We thought it was a great deal. We got it. We threw it in the car. Oh, they were bad onions. My car stunk for a week. One time that's happened. And it's just because we were kind of in a hurry and he caught on to that. But in general, no. Everything's fresh here. So in that respect, that's great. My wife bought some ice cream tonight. It's ice cream you get in the U.S. We got 2 gallons, and she paid for one. And I think it was, I don't know, $1.20 for the gallon. So we got 2 gallons for $1, more or less. You can't do that in the U.S. I don't know what you could buy in the U.S. for $1. McDonald's here. 3 of us can eat at McDonald's and eat good, if you call McDonald's good, for about $10. Maybe a little more, 15 at the most. We have Chow King. You guys don't have that there, I don't think. It's fast food, Chinese food. And they also sell hamburgers and french fries and la 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 la. And we have Jollibee. You can eat at one of those for between $15 and $20 for 3 people for food and drinks and dessert. But we have a restaurant that we go to that's about an hour away from here. It's all you can eat. Beef, seafood, and sushi, more or less, and noodles. And for all you can eat, it's about $14. Try doing that, and include your drink. So try doing that in the U.S. You're not going to do it. But like you said, gasoline is getting expensive, but we just heard that gasoline is going to go down. So hopefully it does. Hopefully it'll go down to something normal. You know, it was, you know, we were paying $1.50. Now we're up to $6. So thank you for the war. That did that action. But it'll go down some. It's never going to go down to what it was. You know how that is. I remember back in the 70s when gas jumped from like 40 cents a gallon to $1.10, and I sold my Grand Prix because my dad and mom said, "Don't keep that big car. You won't be able to afford to drive it. We don't want to take it to school." So I sold it and bought a Toyota or a Datsun or some shit. Still regret that, actually. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things here, though. Do I think this is a better place to live than the U.S.? Absolutely. Do I think that you can live here in the Philippines for under $2,000 a month? Absolutely. Do I think you'll do good at $2,000 a month? Absolutely. You could travel a little, you could have a nice home, you could eat well, have a maid, get a back rub, whatever. If you're looking for a wife, good place to find a wife. But if you come in your 70, find somebody, 20 years younger than you. Don't find somebody that's 20 years old. And there's a lot of that shit going on, I don't know what they think they're going to do. I'm 70. Viagra only works so well. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. They're all bragging, oh, I got a 25-year-old girl, a 23-year-old girl. I just laugh at them. Who gives a fuck? What is that? Your whole life is determined around arm candy? I look at it like my daughter's 24. Some old man ever came home with her, I'm going to beat the shit right out of him. I'll take a club to his ass. And then she's going to have to listen to what I got to say about it. She knows better. She doesn't need money. She has her own money, and we have money. So she doesn't need it. So that'll never happen in my home. And the kids that age, yeah, they can run a house. They can't run it as good as an adult can. Adult meaning somebody in their, 40s, 50s. My wife's 56, and she is incredible. You couldn't get a better woman to be in your life. I know I can't. It's not possible. She's the wonderfulest person I've ever known, and the only woman I'll ever have in my life for the rest of my life. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, anyway, I don't know if I gave you guys anything worth listening to today. Maybe. There's always something in there. You can always pull out one comment or one little piece of info that's worth hearing. It's hard to tell. My dog, little turd, he's chewing on a phone cord. I don't try and do this, with the stand and, making it all professional. I don't want to. I want to be me. I want to play with my dog. If my dog comes over and wants a little attention, I want to. How come you're wet? We put cucumbers in their water bowl, so they play in the water bowl and eat the cucumbers and turds. I want to be me. I'm not professional. I have a couple. If you live in, here you go. Let me give a commercial. If you live in Washington, near Seattle, or Portland, Oregon, or in Northern California near San Francisco, Mobile Marine is my company. We do auto and boat repairs. Call me. I'll give you a discount if you mention the videos on YouTube. How's that? And we're not that expensive anyway. So if you want some work done on your car, your boat, look us up. We're pretty easy to find. I'm almost every ad in all of them in Oregon in the marine parts. And just look around. You could see Mobile Marine somewhere. It says, our ad says marine and auto repair. So give me a call. Find my phone number. Send me a text, email, whatever. If you can't find me, tell me tomorrow or the next day on here, and I will give you a specific phone number to call me on. I don't care. You can all call me. You can all say hello. You can all talk. I don't care. It's good. Giving my phone number out doesn't bother me. Do subscribe to my channel, guys. Do give me a thumbs up. And what's the other thing? Give me a comment. Maybe. I'm trying to figure out how to, not on this channel, but on my other channel, how to make it so people can donate money. I don't need it. But a lot of people have asked me, they'd like to donate money for my dogs, because we have 12 of them. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so people can donate money on my channel, and you can tell me what you want me to buy with that money, and I will buy it and show it to you. And it goes a long ways here. I mean, it's not like in the U.S. $5, buy some stuffed toys, which I don't know what they've done with their stuffed animals. My big husky comes over and drags the Chihuahua and Dachshund's toys off of my chair here, and drags them over and chews them up. So I got to keep buying them. Anyway, guys, it's been 29 minutes and 42 seconds. By the time I hang up, it'll be half an hour. I hope you all got something out of this other than just listening to some old fucker talk. Anyway, I want you to have a good rest of your day, rest of your night, sleep well. I will talk to you again tomorrow. And in the middle, adios.